That's right. I mean, they got it all. They got the bans they want. They got the picks they want. This looks like a next play game, but can Omega prove us wrong as we head into game number 1 of week number 2's match 2? Heading into it, Omega, can they prove us wrong? Can they beat us on the predictions?
It's a tall order if you ask me, man. It's all about controlling the early game here because the Omega lineup here really hurts in the early game versus NXP, especially considering the fact that H2O needs to ramp up. As I say that, Heat trying to get a couple of information here in the back lane, just trying to get info on the purple.
Paquito is really deep here.
To invade. Toshi already in position. Heat might offer his life for
That's
the cause.
Dangerous,
it
man.
will be secured by H2O, manages to make it out of there, and Omega wasted a lot of time in that.
Yeah, absolutely. Omega looking like they are going to be at least controlling the Lethal Wanderer, which is a great great time to, you know, start the match. Having the vision doesn't really matter that much at this point for now, because Hajizi is definitely going to be so slippery. You won't be able to predict where he's going to fly anyway with the link. So, I don't know. Mid lane might be better, but other lanes aren't.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not really feeling the Paquito tank.
That's the only advantage I'm seeing from Omega.
I hope Pete proves me wrong, guys.
Push whenever NXP decides to push as a team, which is their strong suit here. As I say that, over to the bottom lane, a bit of a spellful for neutral minion camp, but it's all good in the hood. Wow.
It's all good in the hood.
It's a Hajizi picture. What do you think about that?
Now Hajizi is he's gonna have a good time rather, because there's also no hard crowd control inside of NXP. Right now though, Hajizi will pick up the kill. Again, no one can really counter him at this point.
We got a first blood there.
James is off the sides. Same with Yaoi, but right now looks like another big fight here.
Yeah, James in the backline trying to zone out Toshi here. Meanwhile, Paquito
mid-fight going on.
To survive. A bit of a response here from Omega going back in towards the turtle side of things for them to secure it. Yaoi would still pay the price. Will actually pay
dangerous.
The price.
Flicker out.
And survives the fight. Extort ready to back him up, but the turtle is going to be safe in the hands of Omega at this point.
Yeah, Omega's going to be at least concerned with objectives.
They were able to poke them out
since level 1, so this is going according to plan, I think, at least for them.
Nice job by Renegade.
Yeah, good outplay by Renegade there over at the top. Like, despite being on the turret, still manages to secure the kill on Curtizi. And I feel like that is the setback that NXP wants to happen to Omega. Try to put the cores in a disadvantage since there are a lot. And as I say that, NXP will try to disengage this fight against Omega. Will try to counter themselves. James looking for an opportunity to spot the ultimate, but the HPs are incredibly low here for NXP as they manage to take down Yaoi. Not really the one they want to take down first. As James takes down Hayes, it is a 1-for-1 trade. Heat next
1-for-2 trade.
Secured by Renegade and Hajizi, forced to recall out.
This is what I'm talking about, man. Exhort decision making on that. Angela turns that around.
Wow, that's
Omega actually was worse because of what they did. They ended up on the losing side there. At the same time, just buying time for Curtizi, which is not bad, but you gave H2O some kills and assists. That is not where you want to be at. You're fighting against NXP with H2O on the claw.
And that was a bad call.
Yeah, H2O, as long as he starts to snowball in the game, he's just going to take control of the mid-game later on, even more so on the Claude. Now, the main question here is, how will Omega transition into the mid-game where team fights are important?
That's right. Again, team fights are going to be where the focus is of Omega anyway with that lineup. They just want a team fight, and they're doing that right now.
As H2O will fall down to the hands of Hajizi, but here comes the hard card. They'll try to protect him as much as possible. And
instant 1v3.
Okay, 1-to-1, core to core. That was an even trade.
A little bit more damage on the mid lane.
Dude, the Angela is really fast.
Positioning himself to find an opening, but he gets found by Heat
himself. But Claude wasn't tanky enough. The shield wasn't thick enough.
To back off.
Yeah, Heat again on the Paquito is not the usual Heat that we see, but he is doing the job. He's doing the job so far.
Good Paquito setup
though. Again, James is not ready to fight yet, so they're not really in any big danger as of yet. Same with H2O. But I want to see if Heath can extend their lead further with this hero.
Omega is really pushing it. Like,
you have to, and with this lineup that Omega
they're harassing them in their jungle.
They're way ahead of the line here against NXP for them to be very effective. Just like what you said, H2O and James, they're not ready to fight yet. As I say that, Yawi actually looking for a little bit of a fight here against Heat. Here comes the ultimate being popped, and Renegade forces Flicker out. Heat is out of commission for now, but the turtle will again be secured by Omega.
Yeah, a little bit funny there. They're making some pretty weird ultimate calls there, but you know what? Maybe that's just the play for NXP. They're making some weird stuff that the enemy can't really decipher, and that's gonna make Omega question their decisions.
That's really funny, man.
Picks up the corrosion site, slowly going to be a problem this one when
nice commentating, Rockhard.
Forces to BMI out of the fight. Meanwhile, over the bottom lane,
confuse the enemies.
A bit of a scuffle, but it's not really as impactful as we want to.
Top lane is getting dangerous here. It's like 3v1 going on.
And they may just be able to take him down, but
Renegade
doing what he can, survive. A lot of damage, almost takes out Curtizi.
Angela is really fast, but
survive here in this fight. Here comes the blazing duet.
Look at that!
Down Heat in the backline.
Oh,
and
man.
H2O hungry for blood in the backline.
Nice policing by the Claude there.
Try to escape the hands of NXP.
And again, they lost the team fight.
Lost that fight, to be honest. It's a 1v1.
Yeah, it was not a great trade to be had, especially giving H2O another assist, more gold to the laner, and James as well on the bot side getting a big turret.
Yeah, NXP is coming back slowly here.
Give Alice a lot of space to farm in any game of Mobile Legends for that matter. As soon as her passive is up to 30 stacks, she's already online.
Alice gets the wave from the bottom and then goes straight to the mid. Nice double wave there.
It's looking likely that
stacking
NXP,
up.
like James and H2O, will have a good time in the mid game.
Yeah, for sure. Again, I think there's going to be a big question of whether Curtiz is ready to fight, because James is just getting ready. He is warming up already. And I want to see some really proactive play here for Omega that doesn't fall apart, because everything they've been doing so far has been falling apart.
And speaking of falling apart, the Turtle has not been falling to the side of NXP for now, but they are starting it off right now, doing a good job.
Yeah.
Yawi just zoning off the members of Omega here. Gets the stun onto Hadjizi as well to
where are we lagging? What's wrong?
prevent him from stealing the turtle away from them. So it's not a perfect turtle
play here for Omega that doesn't
Sorry
fall
about that,
apart,
guys.
because everything they've been doing so far has been falling apart.
And speaking of falling apart, the Turtle has not been falling to the side of NXP for now, but they are starting it off right now, doing a good job. Yawi just zoning off the members of Omega here. Gets the stun onto Hadjizi as well to prevent him from stealing the Turtle away from them. So it's not a perfect Turtle game for Omega for now. But with the Turtle buff onto H2O, this should be a turn conversion for them, for that matter. Meanwhile, over in the top lane, Renegade and Curtizi in a
They're slowly coming back.
Yeah,
NXP
I think Renegade is... This is what we saw on the first day, by the way. Renegade playing on the Vendetta. They didn't get complete W's there, but he played it
that minion.
perfectly.
What
so
a waste.
Renegade as a player really maturing in Season 7, man.
Maturing as a player is not always is always a good thing, not always a bad thing. It's always a good thing, especially considering the fact that Season 6 was, I'd beg to differ, not the best performance.
Yeah, Season 6 was the H2O show.
Yeah. And everybody else on the side of NXP, they're all showing up. As
okay, that's dangerous.
Up, James being shown
up
here against Omega, but he managed to survive. Barely still survived.
Whoa.
Gets mobilization.
Holy shit.
The micro outplay from James.
I just got goosebumps, guys. Holy shit, James.
What? That was...
What?
That shouldn't happen.
That shouldn't
Exactly.
He should have been dead.
That was an easy kill.
It was 4 versus 1.
4 versus 1 for how many seconds? 1 minute?
He bought a lot of time there.
James has been a
What
god
a
on
god.
that micro on that Alice, man.
Holy shit, that's some epic
Sorry.
play there.
I love it. I love it, man. I love it.
I love the game. That was so beautiful. As we go ahead and mourn over the potential.
1-1 is getting
James there.
fed here. I mean,
The Turtle,
1-1 is becoming online.
The was being contested by Omega, looking to get a fight here over in the mid lane. Because all things considered, NXP is still ahead in the game. Because of the fact that, I mean, Omega is ahead of the game because they have all the tier 1 turrets. They have full reign over the jungle of NXP.
Yeah, and core of the game, man. MLBB still a gold game, and if you are ahead, you definitely have a big advantage in the coming team fights. composition can only carry you so far.
It's all about execution here. Speaking of execution, H2O looking to execute Curtizi, but it's not going to happen. Despite the blazing duet, still not a secured kill. Meanwhile, over the mid lane, they're trying their chance onto James. Once again, Toshi gets taken out.
Oh, look at this, man. The momentum. Can you feel it?
Oh, no.
Shifting. Exhort, though.
No.
Yeah, Exhort. No doubt, will fall down to Curtizi, singling out the 4th
1-1 is getting faster.
Oh, look at this guy.
Buy a lot of time here for NXP.
She's still ready to ult.
No help is coming aside from H2O, and H2O decides to yeet out of there. Just BMI out. Hajizi looking to get a kill here onto H2O, but the damage output from H2O is enough.
Okay.
The 1v1 outplays here from NXP. The micro could not have been real. James looking for a kill onto Hajizi.
He was able to
manages
escape.
to make it out. Hayes will get the brunt of the damage there
Oh,
from James,
shoot.
but it doesn't matter.
What a
Omega's still not
disappointing
able to secure a
affair
kill
for
themselves.
NXP.
That is unbelievable, man.
That's
We
sad.
got some pretty slick moves happening for NXP. They know they're not in the lead in terms of gold, but they're definitely making a case for, you know, out-microing the opponent.
Yeah.
On the other side, though, I love what Omega's
H2O,
doing.
man.
Curtizi, instant Mara fan, by the way. Mara's an instant fan of this guy, just because of how he was. We were just talking about this guy. He knows how to hold down that lane. You never see him on the highlights, but he knows how to do his job.
Doing the job of a 1-1, not showing up in team fights as much as
they're
possible.
baiting the
Being a big
Lord here.
nuisance is the main thing here.
Some fight going on
Curtizi.
top.
Yes,
That was his job.
absolutely.
He was able to take
All
down
right.
the tier 2 turret in the
You're
top
going in.
lane, and it's slowly making NXP have a run for their money. Speaking of which,
Ah,
they tried to
what
go
a
for
waste.
fight against Soshi and Heath. They already expended the Heart Guard as well, so that's an ultimate out for NXP. An opening for Omega to go for a team fight, but I don't think they will oblige.
Yeah, I love that you mentioned Toshi, by the way, because this guy is what you have to watch out for if you're NXP. A very fed Esmeralda is something that's very scary. Like there's a reason why Esmeralda was almost perma-banned last season. And I think that fact is still apparent here in this season because of the scaling of this guy becomes almost unkillable in the late game.
That's true. And with the, well, not the lack of catches here, they still have catches on the Esmeralda, but at the same time, with the way
They're
that
setting
team
up the
fights have been
mid-bush.
going here, NXP really wants to go for the extended team
OMG is
fights
winning.
as much as possible.
They're winning here so far,
because
guys.
Omega can wipe them out, but at the same time, Toshi on that Esmeralda thrives on the extended team fights. As the longer the team fight goes, the longer Esmeralda would be very effective in the fight. And NXP is now forced in a conundrum where do we extend the team fight so that we can pick off almost
They
all
have
the members of
to
Omega,
destroy
or
the
do we keep
mid
it as
tower.
low as possible, try to pick
NXP
off
has
one
to
and
do
back
that
off?
in order
I feel
to
like the extended
regain
team
the
fight
mid
definitely
bush.
goes in favor
Really having
of the
a hard
guys
time
who have
setting
more
up.
sustain. And if you look at the lineup, obviously we have a few sustains to be happening for NXP. The Spell
They're
Vamp
playing in
from
the
the
back foot.
Vendetta. Obviously Spell Vamp from the Alice. And H2O is going to have a lot of lifesteal later on, so it's a matter of time, man. If we can reach 18 minutes with NXP still pretty much on even, Omega is going to start to falter as well.
That's
and
true.
as we say that, Renegade and Hajizi in a duel. Hajizi more damage output, but manages to get out Renegade. Lord is now luminous. That is the main target here for NXP to potentially even out the map control, as Curtizi is just buying himself some time for the team. Renegade being dueled out here by Hayes and Hajizi. James going for the backstab. We'll try to go for Hayes here, and will pop the ultimate. Hayes being forced to Sammy Umbrella out of there. Renegade obliges him with a fight, and he's gonna get taken out.
He got caught
next
there.
in line, 1-1, the crossbow of Peng.
What a perfect.
And H2O will
shit.
go down. And it is a winning fight. It is a 3-for-1 trade in favor of Omega. This Lord should be theirs, but James has other plans. Makes it a 2-for-3 trade. Now the Lord is not available.
They're gonna get the Lord now.
Chasing down Curtizi here. Hajizi in the proper area to try to cut them off. No, the blades available.
Claude was just too squishy.
So here we go. I feel like that was just a perfect moment. By the way, this instant replay is brought to you by Oppo.
When Claude went in, Paquito still has skills.
The Oppo A94. Get yours for only $13,999. This was supposed to be the call.
He should have
H2O
waited a
was
little
right
longer, man.
where he wanted to be, but he got bursted down almost instantly. And I feel like that was a big moment.
This might be for Omega here in game 1.
They were all in good spots.
Good job.
Like, the moment that H2O decided to come in, it could have been the perfect opportunity for James to also pop his ult to just maximize the damage that they have. But they were all scattered apart. There weren't really any good shot calls there in that fight. And now they're struggling to keep their presence in the map stable here.
Yeah, and again, so far, because of the anchoring position of Curtizi, they are able to also out-sustain.
7K gold lead.
Hajizi is having one of the best games so far of Season 7, at least for this guy. I think Omega can do no wrong here. If they can keep this up,
they have decent wave clear. Benedetta.
If they can keep this up,
Angela.
I feel like they can as the Lord starts marching on towards
and
the tier 3 inhibitor turret here. There comes the big team by Renegade trying to go for a pickoff here. The damage output is really not for NXP. Lord will get taken out. This turret is going to go down without a shadow of a doubt. And NXP still looking for a big opportunity here. Pickoffs is where they thrive, and with Omega just bunching up together,
they might still need another Lord to finish it off.
So as well. I feel like late game H2O is something that NXP can't rely on. James though.
James in the back lines gets Curtizi, but
1-1 is so
not damage, but he decides to go for the blood orb.
I was just about to say 1-1 is really a problem.
Gets the kill onto Curtizi, gets a good trade here.
Over the wall.
Still manages to survive. The Tempest of Blades makes him still
nice
alive.
S2 by Bennett.
Man, Yaoi in the backline as well as H2O looking to push everybody back, but the matter of fact is they need to watch the turret at the bottom lane. Hajizi looking for an opportunity to push this lane himself.
Ling is gonna take down the top turret.
Finally go back.
Yep, the Yin Yang overturn also missed by Haze there. And Hajizi, quick slay of the turret there. One poke all for that HP, because it will regenerate a little bit. So
problem I see here is
they
that
are able to hold that down at least, and they still
NXP doesn't have a strong initiation tank.
And now NXP they're down to
box there. You can
left.
almost always see him coming because he's gonna start rolling.
Pushing in over the side lanes, and those are the lanes that you really don't want Super
Paquito too,
because
but
you'll be all over
in my
the place,
opinion,
right,
Paquito has better initiation than
the map as fast as they can. Where did everything go wrong here for NXP?
I feel like NXP, they have that mid-game reliance on H2O that they can't do right now because he is on Claude. So right now, without H2O's initiatives, I feel like NXP is just starting to just feel this game out.
Oh, this is not a good spot for Yaoi. Gets caught out by Heat, but Omega didn't decide to push through with that fight. As
come on, man! Seriously?
Will be called here. How can NXP turn things around, man?
I mean, unsurprising that we saw that they do. Yeah.
They're falling
okay,
down.
we're resuming, guys.
A lot of catches here for Omega, and this has been a trend that we saw during their match last week, where they had 4 mages in their entire composition. Not really enough catches for Omega. It's almost the same thing here for Omega. Like, they don't have good catches, but they're still winning the team fights.
Yeah, and again, the team fights in the late game rely a lot on those catches.
There's still a big comeback here. They have a Claude and Alice.
They're gonna have to be creative. They're gonna have to be a little bit more creative here.
They're creative, and
but they have a 1-1-2.
NXP needs to be
the other
creative
team.
with their pickoffs as well.
I mean, who can do the pickoffs really? It's just a soft crowd control with Yaoi on the Baksha. Other than that, it's also James' soft crowd control. I mean, he has a little bit of a stun. It's only like 0.5 seconds, or 1 to 0.5 seconds. That it's not really that big if you're thinking about the big team fight.
Yeah,
it's barely there, and pickoffs.
Alice can initiate for sure.
Confidently say that as the Lord's being started out by Wan.
Yeah, Curtizi as usual being just the guy that you have to rely on from the back.
He's already hurting the Lord. Look at that.
And that same thing happening
he ended up resetting it.
Area. The rest of NXP getting distracted very heavily by the other members of Omega.
And remember when I said earlier on in the early game where Hajizi's importance in this game is...
Come on, man. Seriously?
Started out by Wan.
Yeah, Curtizi as usual being just the guy that you have to rely on from the back end.
Why did it come back? What's wrong with this?
And that same thing happening here on the Lord area. The rest of NXP getting distracted very heavily by the other members of Omega.
Are we live?
Remember when I said earlier on in the early game where Hajizi's importance in this game is to just split push? That is what's happening right now. Hajizi is looking for an opportunity to go for a split push in any available lane whatsoever, be it top or the bottom lane. And that's forcing NXP to always fight at a disadvantage.
Yeah, and you don't want to do that if you are the guy with the Claude, like I said earlier.
These minions are just
doesn't work out. Exhort with the
so
Ice
many
Cream
to
one might be
handle.
able to do some more AoE damage, AoE soft crowd control, but fight's gonna break out here. Yaoi, he's baiting out, he's buying some info.
And this is not a good fight for NXP. They can try to steal, but they will pay the price as James quickly being bursted out, will be forced out. The hard guard will be forced out there.
No hard guard, yeah.
They got the Lord now.
And that they should not
Alice
have
gets
contested
caught
the Lord there. To be completely honest, they shouldn't have been in that presence in that area in the first place.
The moment they resetted the Lord, they should have backed off.
Ended up with a bit of a bad call there. Being caught out by multiple members of Omega, burning the
this
hard
might
guard,
be the game-ending Lord, guys.
This Lord for free.
This is the...
And it's slowly becoming an Omega... It's not slowly becoming an Omega game. It's starting to be clear that this is an Omega game as they're trying to target out Renegade.
The dashes and Bana is just ridiculous.
The kill itself. Securing that kill on the Renegade might just turn things around here. Like
Yeah.
Omega cementing it.
I think Renegade is one of the reasons why NXP
The only way NXP can win this game is when they are able to wipe out OMG in the next team fight.
So far,
Which I don't think is gonna happen, guys.
is on
Not
the
looking
downside.
good.
Yeah, and it's going to take two big team fights here for NXP to turn things around as Yaoi gets in front of the damage here from
The Link
Omega
already
team
hurts like
over in
hell.
the mid lane. James
Even
and
Basia
Exort
is
trying
hurting.
to clear out the waves as fast as they can, but with Curtizi just stitching out the damage on that turret, it's all just a matter of time for Omega.
I don't think they can defend that.
The Winter Truncheon will be forced out by James, will still be taken out. Here comes the Tempest of Blaze, just trying to pick
They
up
bought a
any
lot of
members
time
here.
there.
H2O in the back line, manages to take down the kill.
Whoa.
Jeezy low on HP as well.
Oh, shit.
The turret
Ling
not going to be a
was
factor.
left alive.
The crossbow tank will be forced out here.
1-1 is really a problem
member from
here, but
Exort.
let's
It is
see
a
what
1-for-1
happens.
trade, but this is the time for NXP to really fight this. Renegade not
Not
securing that
really.
kill despite having the hard guard
Yeah.
on him. And it's now going to be
It's almost
an
done.
Omega game taking
Yeah.
game number
That's
1
the
in
game,
this best
guys.
of 3 series.
What was supposedly
Thank you for
the
watching.
late game lineup
Game
from
2
NXP
later.
came down
See you
in
guys.
the hand of Omega there, who don't seem to be aware.
Subscribe
that
if you like this
yet,
content.
So they're chilling. They're chilling.